I'm Jason Whithlock. That is Marcellus Wiley. That dude.
Yes, sir.
Coming up, we'll get into the latest Russell Wilson rumors, and Brett Favre takes a shot at Aaron Rodgers. But let's start with the biggest story of the year so far, Tiger Woods, who just completed one of the greatest comebacks in sports history, winning the Masters yesterday, his first major championship in over a decade. A couple years ago, it looked like Tiger might never play golf again, but Sunday he stood up to a leaderboard full of the world's top players and closed out with one clutch shot after another while the rest of the field faded. Afterwards, Tiger couldn't help but see a certain symmetry in his victory.
To have my kids there, it's come full circle. You know, my dad was here in '97, and now I'm the dad with two kids there. It's overwhelming. I think it's just because of what has transpired, and last year I was just very lucky to be playing again. And the previous dinner, the Champions Dinner, I was really struggling and missed a couple of years of not playing this great tournament, and then to now be the champion. 22 years, I think, between wins is a long time. But it's just unreal for me to experience this. I mean, my mom was here. She was there in '97 as well. And so I just couldn't be more happy and more excited. And, I'm kind of at a loss for words, really. It would be up there. It's one of the hardest, I think, I've ever had to win, just because of what has transpired the last couple of years of trying to come back and play.
All right, speaking of coming full circle, Colin Cowherd joined Speak for Yourself.
Love it.
Thank you for doing it, man. Helping us here to talk about Tiger Woods. Marcellus, I'll start with you. Can Tiger be more popular now than even in his heyday?
Impossible. If you really look at what Tiger Woods was in his dominance, in the first 14 majors, before the indiscretions, before the off-the-course issues, Tiger Woods, the machine, you got to talk about that dominance. And sports is told through two lenses, dominance or a great storyline. Now, this is a great storyline. We're talking about redemption. Awesome storyline. But it still has to match with what? Dominance, success, him winning a tournament, a major like he did yesterday. Tiger Woods will win another major going forward. Tiger Woods will still be successful going forward. But that dominance, that guy who used to go out there and would just score just because of the color he wore, just because of the fact that he was the athlete on the course with other guys who were just looking up to him as a man, as a machine. I don't see him getting that back because that base, some of it departed, and some of it will come back, but it won't come back to the same number.
It's interesting. When Tiger broke into golf, I was a sportscaster in Portland, and I used to get crap I'd go to a golf course, and people would say, well, why do you show Tiger? Older guys. There are a lot of other good golfers. We forget there was a lot of resent toward Tiger from the 50 over crowd, which is a huge part of golf.
Right.
Now, the 50-year-olds are no longer the flat bellies. I think they're all in on him. I think his older fan base, he's human. They've got kids. They got grandkids. I think he'll be more loved within 50-plus golf crowd. There was a lot of pushback on Tiger. Now, the young people who were all into the first Tiger, well, they got some other guys they like. So I think some of them will choose Dustin Johnson or the cleanup hitter in the PGA.
Yeah, solid.
So I think he'll have a different popularity. Popular with older people because now he's flawed and human. But I think young people won't be 100% all in. They don't care about the history. They've got some of their young guys they like.
They're not mesmerized by it anymore.
That's right, not quite as mesmerized.
But I think he can be more popular now. I think the story is much better now than the original story, the story of redemption. And then, Cowherd, you called me yesterday and you talked about it on your show. Tiger brought us all together in this very divisive time. Everybody's rooting for Tiger Woods yesterday, or virtually everybody. It felt like that. And I think that's so unique in this time. And moving forward, I think it's going to continue with Tiger Woods. I do think he can be more popular this time around. The comeback story is always better than
But think about what you're saying. You're saying he's bringing us together now.
Yeah.
Remember original Tiger Woods. There's videos of him as a youngster talking about the major I want to win the most is the Masters because of how they've treated black people over the years. This is young Tiger Woods talking about that. When he first entered the sport, the most polarizing sport probably in sports at that time. Think about it. My first sport I ever participated in was actually golf. My father is an avid golfer. To this day, he golfs every single day. And I remember being 5 years old, and my father used to talk about Calvin Peete. And Calvin Peete was the Tiger Woods for black people before Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And I'm on a golf course in 1979 with Smokey Robinson, my dad, and myself, and no one else that looked like me. And it stayed that way. It felt that way my entire upbringing. And then all of a sudden, Tiger Woods hits. When you want to bring the racial component or you want to talk about really inclusive behavior and division, there was nothing that was more impactful than what he did initially in his run in his 14 majors.
Tom Brady did Tom versus time, and it let us in. Peyton Manning was always more popular. Y'all, Saturday Night Live. Brett Favre was always more popular. Tom was just great. And Tom finally did Tom versus time. Oh, his family, his kids, he's vulnerable. This Tiger is letting me in. He's doing a documentary. It's called His New Life. I feel more emotionally connected to Tiger. I almost look like a deity. I almost looked at Tiger in worship. There's Tiger. But I didn't. If Tiger walked into a room now, oh, you got kids? Oh, you've been addicted to painkillers? My neighbor has been. I feel he's much more eye to eye, relatable to me and most people. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I just think him being humble the way that he was humble and dealing with it the way that he's dealt with it in turn, his comeback story makes him more relatable, easier to root for. And look, maybe it's the Tiger homer in me because it was such a big day for me yesterday. But let me move to a different topic then, and I think you've already kind of gone there. But do